What's happening?
What's happening, mate?
Happy Thursday, you all right?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. You?
I feel like we're missing something.
We are missing something, mate. I feel like we're missing something quite dramatic, actually.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
I forgot what it is. Anyway, so how's your Thursday been, all right?
Yeah, very good, mate. How's your Thursday been?
All good, mate. All good. It's even better now that we've got this man.
I am literally the Last of Us. Yo.
See what you did there.
How's it going, guys?
He's back.
Are back in town. How's things?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm actually quite nervous. It's been like 6 weeks, I think, since I've been on the show. So,
has it been that long?
It certainly feels like that long. So I thought I'd come and grace you with my presence. We'll see how it goes.
Well, your presence is greatly received.
It is absolutely great to see. And so is the presence of the 13 people in the chat. We've got Poptimist, okay, good evening. We've got good evening from Chris Bell. We've got Poptimist has also said just picked up just one pickup this week for me, comic wise. We've got Triple G. Good evening, sir. Chris Bell. I will still understand this. I'm still on the band, sticking to the list, and have acquired none of them. Still have subs, but they don't count. Yeah, I've cancelled all my subs as well. I'm not picking up no more comics. Picking up trades.
Every one of them?
Yeah, I think I've got one, Batman, and that's it. That's the only one that I'm kind of interested in reading.
This is what happens when I take a few weeks off.
This is
comics. It's not reading comics.
It is. Welcome back, Dan Dixon. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much for joining. And then the chat goes on and on and on. And we've got the one and only Hobgoblins Hideaway. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for joining. Who else have we got? We've got Connie Dalton, who was on a show herself this week on Tuesday night. She was on a show herself. Very, very enjoyable. I think it was This Week in Metropolis. I think it was that one. Was it
nice?
That one? I think so. And we've got everyone's favourite YouTube Heisenberg, the one and only Leon Russell. So, as we start the show, Andy, you've been gone for 6 weeks. Do you want to go into the killer covers, or do you want to do Andy's perpetual 65-minute pickups? How do you want to do it?
He's not been here for 6 weeks. Don't give him the power.
Guys, as you can imagine, I have a few pickups, but I've narrowed them down to some of the key pickups, if you will. Okay. So, do you want to start with some pickups?
Yes, go for it. Go on, mate.
Gorgeous, my friend.
Okay. Well,
look at his little face. He's so excited.
Santa was good to me.
Shit.
I picked this up.
Look at that.
For Christmas. So I'm waiting patiently for a good time to build that bad boy. And
no time like the present. Live stream that bad boy. Right
absolutely.
Now.
Hashtag content. That's what it's all about.
Comic show. Andy's Lego build.
I got a few CGC books through the post over the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks.
Nice.
Let me just take it out of this. Is Masters of the Universe promotional supplement. So this is a lovely 9.8 copy of that. So there's the Masters of the Universe supplement, there's a Sonic the Hedgehog supplement, and there's one more that's in my pile here that I'll show in just a minute. But that was a nice addition to the collection.
For those of you who are listening on Spotify, Deezer, or any of the other podcast channels, Andy is not talking about supplements that you can take for the gym. He's talking about comic books.
I am indeed. Yeah, I keep forgetting that we're on the old Spotify and good stuff. Next up was a Jock cover. I got a really good deal on this from my comic shop in America. So this is the King James, the King of Basketball. Again, this was another sort of free giveaway supplement. It was through, I think it was Gatorade or Powerade, the soft drink. So Jock done this cover. Quite a hard one to come by, and certainly a difficult one to come by in a 9.8, because I think most people just, as Jock would say, put it in their back pocket and didn't really care much for it. So I was glad to add that to my Jock collection.
Can you hold it up a bit closer to the screen, Andy? Just have a quick look, like proper look. Yeah. That's really smart. I like that.
Yeah, smart that is.
It is really, really nice. Did you post that recently on your Instagram as well, didn't you?
I did, mate. Yeah. I've been posting quite a lot on Instagram over the last few hours, trying to get back into it, So Next up is another Jock cover. So this is
Ooh, very nice.
one shots that come out. This is Dread Underbelly, and it is, I think this was 2014 this came out. Again, this is like a 20-25 quid book raw, and to get it in a 9.8, I think I only paid maybe 60 quid for this, so it was a really good deal. Couldn't pass it up. So that's that one.
Where's that one from, Andy? Did you get that one from, did you say?
That was from my comic shop in America.
Nice. Yeah,
I was
they
in
do some good
Glasgow.
stuff, don't they?
I think I was in Glasgow. What, last year was it, Andy? I was in Glasgow, and I sent you a picture that I ended up finding that comic.
That's right.
And I think I paid like, what was it, £11 for it or something stupid. But I've
Yeah,
got it
that's-
bagged and boarded, and it's really, really good. So I actually might send that off.
Definitely, mate. There's not. I don't think there's a huge amount of 9.8s on the census either, so it's definitely one to consider.
Charlie, have you got a blue hue in your light?
No, so I've got these. I was down at my storage warehouse and I found a load of these LED changing color lights, and this one sitting right in front of me is bright blue. And I've literally, now that I've looked at it, I can't see properly.
It's literally like, I'm just waiting for you to bust out into it's blue.
I actually thought it was like one of those, like a police van was outside just to pick them up. It's
Well, hold
just
on.
slowly
We
spinning.
have only got an hour, and I do live in Croydon, so you don't know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
We could just hurry up because Charlie's got to go for his court date.
Again. So this is Black Adam Endless Winter Special, issue number 1. But this is something a little bit special. This is signed, and it's also sort of sketched. You can see the red outline by Boss Logic.
I do like Boss Logic covers. You know, like he does something different, and they're wicked.
Have you guys? Go on,
sorry, Tom. No, go on, mate.
I was going to say, have you guys stumbled across his podcast yet?
No, haven't.
He's got a really good podcast called Who's the Boss? Really good podcast. Is it a few of him and his mates? They're New Zealand. They're from New Zealand or South Africa, one of the two. And they're all talking about how they grew up in that region and how they didn't get hold of comic books and stuff, and who win in a fight between Goku and Superman, that kind of thing. It's pretty good.
Oh, cool.
Is that on Spotify? And
it is, mate. Yeah, I think it's on YouTube too, but it's definitely on Spotify.
I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, that book I picked up on Vought, and it was through Simon Hill. So definitely check out Simon's Vought if you haven't already.
He's got one on. He's got one on Sunday at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, he has. That's right.
O'clock.
Yeah, I'll definitely be tuning in because there's some really good deals. And these two books, the next one and the last one I showed you there, I picked those up. This was actually part of a charity collection that he was doing. So all the proceeds that he raised that day on Vought was going straight to charity. So
that's
made it just a little bit nicer as well. So
I'm not jealous of these at all.
Yeah, this is pretty special. So this
is insane.
I think there's only 100 of these. So this is the Tyler Kirkham Final Boss issue number 1, signed by Tyler there at the bottom, 9.8. And I think there was only like maybe 100 of these, 150 of this particular issue. So
Simon's got I worked with Simon years ago, and I'm still like friends with him now and stuff. And he's got a huge collection of Tyler Kirkham stuff. Like he's got Invincibles, like Virgin covers, trade covers of like signed by Tyler Kirkham with like sketches and stuff. And he said on his watch shows he sells them for a good price. You know, like you can't knock him at all.
It's definitely decent prices that he does, and more importantly, I think he's just a decent guy as well, genuine. And he's on that list of sellers that I would definitely trust, because it's like it's really good packaging as well. I will put up his Instagram.
I used to be on that list.
Mate, you're always on that good list, I'm telling you. So here are some raw books here. I picked this Batgirl homage to Purple Rain.
That's nice, days.
That's cool, man. I like that.
This is quite a nice book, so I wanted this in the PC. Again, I bought this from Facebook through Simon. So this is the John Tyler Christopher.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask that was John Tyler Christopher, because it looks
GTC.
I've not seen that before.
Yeah. Nice. This one is Ego issue number 6. I got this through Tim at the Hobgoblin's Hideaway, and this is the first professional work by Adam Hughes. There's a pin-up inside this that Adam Hughes done. So I like to try and get as many creator firsts as I possibly can. So I picked this up. Again through Hobgoblin Sideaway. This is Amazing
nice.
Spider-Man, issue number 365.
Very, very nice.
Spider-Man 2099.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I was talking about the promotional supplements.
Yeah,
so
that's wicked, man. Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, Masters of the Universe, and then the last one is Mask, which I have CGC 9.8 as well. So
I need to get me one of those. I'd like to do the same sort of thing, mate. Just grab like the first ones that ever came out of like the TV shows that I loved as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to do that because I've got Biker Mice from Mars.
Biker Mice from Mars, yeah.
do you need one of these?
I do, mate. I'll pay for it.
I've got you.
Tell me how much you want. DM me.
No worries.
I really want a Fraggle Rock one.
Nice.
I have Fraggle Rock issue number 1, but I don't have a spare copy of it. But leave it with me, and I'll see what I can do for you, mate. So
Thank
this
you,
is the Alexander cover.
Looks so this right. So I've got to say this right. So this we do covers of the week, right? And obviously it just looks like a picture on a screen, right? So you don't get to see it. I've seen that up close, right? In Gosh Comics in London, right? I've seen it up close. It is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. It's amazing. It's probably one of the best Joker covers I've seen in a very long time. Like it's phenomenal.
I've ordered it through Slab Crusaders, who guarantee 9.8. So I'm hoping, keeping fingers crossed, that I get this in CGC 9.8.
Can you still get that?
I'm not too sure. I need to double check have a look on the website.
Yeah, because I'd like to get that.
Do you know what I love about that cover though? And like I said when we talked about it, I think it was last week or the week before, before I went on holiday, where we talked about that cover. What I like about it is if you hold it, if you were like lying on the floor getting beaten to death, it is literally what you would see. I love that they've gone for that angle. I think that's great.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of Lee Bermejo or Bermejo, however you pronounce it. His camera work, yeah.
The Poptimus has just said this, that Joker cover needs a follow-up lit from the opposite side with Harley on that style. If it was that...
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that is a good
idea.
I'd sell my house to get that cover.
Oh, mate, that is actually a really good idea.
That's a wicked idea.
So a lot of these covers have obviously been on the cover picks. So this is Sins of Sister issue number 1. And this is the Art Germ cover. I couldn't resist. Could not resist.
What is that character? Because for some reason I want to say Emma Frost. It is Emma Frost.
Emma Frost, yeah.
That's not the Emma Frost I remember.
So I got the Sozamaika Catwoman cover.
This is the one that we discussed. It's a beautiful cover, but if you look too hard, the stitches aren't in the right place.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I think there's a fantastic foil variant of this as well, which I'm trying to find as well. So,
and where did you get that from?
This one was through Subway Comic. So this was on my regular pull list. Those last 3 were all from my pull list. And then just something a little bit different, guys. Another little bit of Lego. The
Nice.
Slave One Boba Fett ship.
I love that you're showing everyone your Slave One.
Hey, not for the first time, and it won't be for the last time. But guys, another thing that I picked up, and thanks to Simon, and also thanks to Tom for sending me a link to all these bad boys. But these are a game changer. These are the BCW plastic boxes. These are specifically for slabs, and I'm on my 3rd one now. So I'm just getting slab after slab. So yeah, that's all my pickups.
They're such a beautiful thing to have in your collection, those boxes, and because they stack so well. Because I find with the cardboard ones, when they stack, you just feel like they're sagging in slightly, whereas those don't give way at all. They're really good. I'd recommend.
They're not easy to put together either, but when they are put together, they're not coming apart.
Yeah.
Which is,
I think I got 5 of them just for like comics, and they're perfect. They stack up perfectly.
And they've also got little carrying handles.
Yeah. And
I think it's the inserts. See the plastic inserts that stop them falling over. Like I only use the plastic ones for like my good books and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing you want is for all those to fall over and just get a big spine tick, So sorry, I took so long, guys. Apologies.
That's all right. Martin's just confirmed that I can still order that Joker cover through Slab Crusader, so I will be doing that when I get off this show.
Well,
Tom,
thanks for that, Andy. Stay safe, everyone. Stay sexy. We'll see you all next week.
Have you got anything? Have you picked up anything, Tom?
You know what? I haven't actually got anything per se that I've personally picked up. However, when I was away last week, I came back to a lovely little parcel for me. that has come all the way from Mr. Triple G. So he's kindly sent me a Inferno Transformer, which is
wicked.
obviously a fire truck.
No.
That's quality.
And not only has I got just the Transformer, I got all the bits that go with him as well, which is awesome. And
deal.
the card from the box,
Dude.
which is awesome. I haven't transformed him yet. I daren't. I can't remember how to do it, and I don't want to kind of like try and bend him in ways you don't go. But yes, thank you ever so much, Peter. I mean,
We're
that's
still
really
talking
fun.
about the Transformer, yeah?
I am, yeah. I just don't want to bend his fire hose too much. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing to come back to, and obviously very thoughtful because I love Transformers, and obviously because I'm a firefighter, that's a really nice gift. So thank you very much, Peter. I really appreciate that. Thanks, bud.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I haven't really picked up anything. The only thing I did do, I picked up some frames today, right? So when we was at Thought Bubble, I did it last year and the year before. I can't remember the company. Is it Mondo? I think it's Mondo that give out like
Mondo.
They're giving out like these little cards, and I really wanted to get like some backing boards and some like little sleeves to put them in. But then I was in Primark today, and I see these little frames, right? So I was like, oh, what I'm going to do? I'm going to put them in the frames.
They're really smart, mate. Very cool.
And they're literally just little cards, but they look really good. Like once they're on a wall and stuff like that, they look really, really cool. So I'm going to go back and get another. And
You know, they're that kind of setup. They're like that small kind of setup you can have in your toilet.
Yeah.
Line,
And the thing
they?
is, they're so cheap.
Very
The
nice.
frames are like £1.30, and they're really well made. They're better made than IKEA frames. So 100%, I'm going to go back.
That's what I thought you'd got them, because we were obviously talking today about them, and I thought they looked really smart. So yeah.
But no, they look great. That's the only thing I've picked up. But it's just good to have you back, Andy. I mean, we've got 6 minutes left. So is there anything else you want to say?
Wow, I've missed you guys.
Stay safe, everyone.
Well, you might have missed us, and we've definitely missed you. But it's time to get down to business. Yes, it's time to get down to business. It's been a while. Killer Covers, January 25th. So that was New Comic Book Day yesterday. First show back, Andy won it. Second show back, Tom won it.
No, you got it right.
No.
I've run it twice in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So you've won it twice in a row. My slides are wrong. See you later.
He's always trying to take it away from you, Tom.
I know, every time. I mean, last year I didn't even win one until mid-year.
You did.
I enjoy his couple of wins. Come on.
You did. Right, but anyway, look. So we are here. Tom's 1-2. Me and Andy. Nil point. Right. That's how. Nil point. There it is. So Tom, because you won the first two, would you like to take it away again?
Yes. So I've gone for Batman One Bad Day, Catwoman issue 1. I've gone for cover C, which is the 1 in 25 Jessica Fong variant, and it is a cardstock variant. I love this cover, and I love the fact that she's got in the mirror. She sees like an alternate version of herself because she's got the hood up, and then obviously you've got the back of her with the hood down. I just think it's stunning. It looks like a photograph, I think, and it's very well done. It's like it's charcoal sketched, and then there's that little hint of color on the purple, like whatever she's got. I think it's like a jewel something that she's putting on her over her breast pocket, as it were. But yeah, love it, brilliant. What do you guys think? What do you think, Andy? As soon as you've been away for a while,
I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It feels like I've seen this type of shot before. They definitely seem to do a lot of Catwoman reflection type stuff, where it's her in the suit and looking at herself. I like it. I really do. I'm not familiar with Jessica Fong's work, but as soon as I seen this, I sort of had a look on Instagram, and it's absolutely superb. I definitely recommend people go and check it out.
She does a lot of charcoal work, from what I can gather. A hell of a lot, like, without sounding rude, she's a lot of like charcoal work, and then like thumbs in the artwork, as it were, to make it thicker and spread it out. Like, very, very clever stuff.
I think what I would have liked on this, just to mix it up a little bit, is like if they'd have done like some sort of secret variant where the rose on the left hand side was in color, maybe like a red rose and a white rose or something, like, just to mix it up a little bit. But other than that, it's
away.
super. Yeah, exactly. Or a different flower or something like that, you know. But yeah, it's beautiful. Good choice.
It is nice. Yeah, I do like that cover. Like I do. I think. Do you know what I think it is? I think I like this cover as well. But I'm also liking the Batman One Bad Day, like the run of the comic. So I was attracted to that because it's obviously we're going to be reviewing one tonight, but it's focusing on like the Rogues Gallery and stuff like that, and it's just great. But this artwork on this is wicked. It looks like a kind of oil painting. You know, like what you used to do when you was younger and you used to get a stone and put paper on it and rub over it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the effect. Yeah, it looks wicked. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think I think the artwork's stunning. And it's the artwork, you can't knock it really. The proportions are there, everything's kind of there. Yeah. The mirror looks like a mirror. It's nice. I like it. So it really drew my eye, to be fair, when we were looking through covers.
Maybe it's just asked, is that the mirror from Harry Potter?
Could well be.
It could well be.
She steals everything, doesn't she? So she's probably stolen stuff from Harry Potter.
Why not? Who's up next?
Andy.
Yes, what can I say? I've given you a little bit of a preview, but I went for the 1 in 100 Art Germ Virgin variant of Sins of Sinister issue number 1. I think this is spectacular in every which possible way. Not just the character, but if you look at the chair that she's sitting on as well, the ice at the top, I just think it's great. I think it's proportioned perfectly. Yeah, it's lovely. I like it. But it's a 1 in 100. That's my only downfall, guys. Yeah. It's like, am I going to buy 100 of these to get it? Yeah, probably.
Not going to lie, I didn't focus on the chair at all.
I'm going to be that guy and just point out that it's not ice, it's diamonds. Because her alternate form is diamond form, actually.
Did I say ice? I meant ice diamonds.
I'm going to be that guy.
It is nice. Do you know what though?
Next Tuesday.
When I first see this, I didn't know it was Art Germ. I don't know. I thought it was David Nakayama.
I did. I actually had the same thought, to be honest with you.
I knew straight away this was Art Germ. No disrespect to David Nakayama, friend of the show, all that good stuff. I think his stuff is superb, but I just knew this was Art Germ, specifically from the face. Nakayama's faces are very different.
It's a fantastic cover though, like with the shading and on the corset and stuff like that. It's amazing.
The proportions are just insane.
Yeah, them fires are great.
You just the only thing that's going to let this book down, I would say, is just the fact that it's a Marvel book and that quality of paper as well. If you're spending,
it wasn't me that said that this week. It's going to be shit, isn't it?
I don't even know if it's
shit. Let's give Marvel some credit, guys. Come on, they might just turn it around.
No, they're not going to. They're not going to turn it down. Like they're not. Even if they was to do it in cardstock, you know, it'd be that reformed, old school brown paper shit.
You know, it's going to be 150 GSM.
It's not going to be.
It's the thinnest card you can get.
You got DC, you got Marvel, and DC are there with the covers. If they do a good cover, it's cardstock. It looks great. With Marvel, the only thing with this, with a 1 in 100, the paper quality is going to be exactly the same as the trade version. So there's.
I've set Charlie off in a paper round.
I'm going to stop. I'll
see you later.
So yeah, Martin's just said it's diamonds in the background. We got there in the end. Comic Lad Simon has said, "Are you getting any the new Alex Ross covers coming out? They look incredible. They do look awesome." Ben posted a few of them on his Instagram story the other day, and they do look incredible. But I've never been a massive fan of Alex Ross. I don't know why.
What?
Here, can you,
Nate? Can we dump him out the StreamYard?
Tom,
if you let me finish. If you see you later.
Bye, mate.
I'd never been a massive fan of Alex Ross until he'd done all them covers. Like
the timeless
ones. That blew me away. And then now seeing the ones that Ben's posted.
Phase 2 of the timeless run?
Yeah. And now seeing all of these, they're amazing, but you know they're going to be so costly. That's the only they're going to be so costly.
So this weekend's FOC, there's 3 of the covers that are up for FOC. So I believe that our friends over, and you'll remind me of the name of the shop. They're doing like yes, those guys. They're doing like a pack. They're doing all of them. You can either order the first all of March and then all of April, or you can buy them all together. I think there's 37 covers in total. But if you want to get your orders in, you'll need to do it this weekend because 3 of them up and on FOC. I'm going to get them all. I got all the original ones as well, and I just think it's going to be one of those collections that if you've got them all, that it's only going to go up in price if you ever do decide to sell them.
Yeah, but that comes back to what me and Charlie talked about a few weeks back with the topic table, where like, what do we buy comics for? Because the Alex Ross timeline variants, you aren't going to read the story that's in them. You're only buying it for the cover art when you could probably
100%.
download that off the internet or like, get it printed as an art piece.
Or what you can do is just buy the Alex Ross book. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure
exactly.
They'll all be in there.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a good seller for Marvel if they wanted to do that. They could do all the timeless covers into a hardback book that you could buy Alex Ross timeless covers. Just putting it out there, Marvel. You heard it here first.
You know that's going to be a thing at some point. What I would say is I think a lot of these covers are done purely to facilitate CGC because everybody knows that they're display pieces of artwork. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get them all. I think they look fantastic.
It's a shame that CGC's books don't come with like a clip on the back, so you can just clip them straight up onto the wall. And like maybe have the option of not having the band at the top, maybe have it on the back. So when you display them, it's just the cover encapsulated. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of people are buying them. A lot of people buy the label. They don't buy the book.
Yeah.
So they're buying the grade and not the book. So I can see both sides.
But you know what? A few weeks ago, I sent you something. On our chat where it was a hybrid between a top loader and a CGC.
Yeah. Did you get any of those?
I didn't. I was going to buy one because I was in a place in space and I was looking at it and I was seeing if they were cheaper on Amazon and stuff like that. But they look wicked and they're really heavy duty. Like they look great.
It's like really a magnetic top loader. Yeah. It's the same. It's the same idea as what they use for the cards.
Yeah.
I've got a couple here actually. So it's basically these, but for comics.
Yeah.
And it's a little. You just put your comic inside, and it's like a little magnetic that joins them together.
I think I've got one actually somewhere.
Yeah, they're really cool. I think I'm going to get a couple of them because they are good. But yeah, I mean, I've just realised we've give you 55 minutes to do your pickups, and we've just had your cover on screen for another 37. So
yeah, go back to mine.
Moving swiftly on. Going for Harley Quinn 2060, Alex Garner Clockwork Orange Homage variant. Now, massive shout outs to Tom because you highlighted this to me 4 weeks ago. And
it's a lovely cover, mate.
I was like, I've got to get this. And it's one of
the
I
nearly
most
picked this as my cover pick, and I then thought, I can't do that to him. I can't pick this as my cover pick because this is a stunning cover. It's just brilliant.
It's one of the most iconic films. I think if you haven't watched Clockwork Orange, then I don't know why you haven't watched it. It's one of the most iconic British films ever made. And this just sent me over the edge. This was like great. I bought 2 copies of this just in case one of them was absolutely shocking and I couldn't send it off to CGC. But yeah, I love this. I love the fact that she's actually in the pose as well of conquering the Clockwork Orange gang and she's just standing above them. And I love the fact that she's the only part of colour in it, really.
Yeah.
And the spilt milk, and they basically don't cry over spilt milk. I thought that was pretty decent as well.
Yeah, I like that.
I really don't like this cover, Charlie. I'm really sorry.
Really?
I think this is ruined by the background, and it's also ruined by that silly font that they've used for Harley Quinn.
See, I kind of think that makes it. I think the background and the silly font make it because it kind of makes it look like it's part of a theme park or like some kind of show, which is what it's representing. I thought that was quite cool.
If they'd have done like a pure orange background, so that just popped and maybe done like different background colors that were just like one tone. I think that looked really well, but nothing. Like I've been away for 6 weeks and I come back and Charlie's picked another Harley Quinn cover. It's like nothing has changed.
Well, to be fair, I'm actually not getting bad comments for this one. For me, this is the one the Poptimist is saying that would be far better as a Virgin cover. I've got to give you that, but I do like the quirkiness. Quirkiness, that's a new word. I do like the quirkiness. I do like the quirkiness of the font. And then we got mine. I knew Charlie would pick that beautiful Harley cover. Awesome winner. What's Tim saying? I think if you make it a Virgin, you have too much void space on this one. I think it needs the trade. Bish, bash, bosh, and then I'm with Andy. The font looks rough. Whatever. What do you know? What do I know? What does anyone know?
What do we know?
Who
What do
are
we
we?
know?
Where are we?
There we go. Look. Hey, wow, that's amazing. Buying that before I even vote. See?
I do
Right,
like this one because of the fact that you've got the reflection in the glass. If you look close enough, you can see her reflection in the glass, which I think is really cool.
Guys, here's an idea. Why didn't DC do a secret variant on this where the masks were off the two guys at the bottom and it revealed it to be Joker and Batman?
Oh,
What
that would
is
have been
it with you and your secret
insane.
variant? Why didn't they do a secret variant of yours? Why did they do a secret variant of the art germ one where, you know, she is sitting on ice and not on...
Can someone put the HR number into the chat for me?
HR.
I've got a call I need to make.
The NCPC or whatever it is.
I've just put it in. It's 0800 652. Fuck off.
It's basically Andy. It's 0121 do one.
I will.
0121 do one.
I have done.
Hashtag can someone slip Andy a digit?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so yeah, that's the covers out of the way. We've got mine. We've got Emma Frost that should have been a secret variant, and we've got Tom's that should have been a secret variant as well. Actually, mine should have been a secret variant as well. So yeah, secretly post your votes on the YouTube channel, and we will look at them at the end. Tom will probably win a win. Probably whatever.
Well,
yeah.
My cover is stunning.
Yeah. There we go. So, the Killer Comic Show, week number 3. This is the review for the comics last week. We forgot to put the vote up, so we left it in the capable hands of Tom. And this week round, he absolutely chose 2 fantastic books. We've gone for Batman, One Bad Day, Bane, issue number 1.
One bandy day.
one bandy day.
One bandy day.
We've gone for Fuck Fairyland, issue number 3. So, Tom, we've got Batman, One Bad Day, Bandy Day,
Bandy Day,
issue number 1, written by Joshua Williamson and art by Howard Porter. 4 fantastic covers. Main cover by Sam Lofty, the Camuncoli and Perianto premium variant. We've got the Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Alex Sinclair variant cover, and we've got the 1 in 25 Liam Sharp incentive variant cover. Thomas, take it away.
So, this basically is following on from all the other Batman one-day stories. We get a one-shot about the Rogues Gallery of Batman, and this one was no different to all the others. So this was following Bane. He's broken down, bit bad on his luck. He's a wrestler, gone back to his wrestling route at the start of this. So he's actually doing wrestling as a profession at the start of the book, and you kind of find out where he's been, what he's been up to since leaving Gotham and kind of getting out of the business of being a villain. And then he gets approached by a drug dealer who offers to give him venom, and it kind of spirals out of control from there. And Bane goes on a bit of a wild chase to take out whoever's recreating the venom. And you kind of get some backstory to how him and Batman took down the original person who was creating venom, which is quite cool. Don't want to spoil it for you.
We're talking about venom, and GP's just jumped in. Welcome.
Venom. And you don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm not going to say who it is that they end up, kind of taking on at the end in this book. But I thought the character development of Bane in this was absolutely fantastic, because he goes from being broken and battered to then kind of getting a bit of a glint in his eye because he's got some kind of mission to do. And then you get the backstory of him and how he thought he'd killed Batman, or Batman had sacrificed himself. Do you know what I mean? And then you get a bit further into the book and you get to the end and he's like, I'm the problem. You're not the problem. I thought that was really good. I liked the turnaround. I thought the character development on Bane was absolutely insane. And the artwork is phenomenal. And it really does work well with the gritty parts. Like the first panel you've picked here with the breaking of the wrestling bat really shows how kind of broken Bane is. Because like he is putting some force into it, but it doesn't look like he's what he would have done, back in the day. And then the panel next to it, you really see how broken he is. And I like how you can see all the scars and the scar tissue on his face and his body. Very, very well done. I would give this a killer. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better of the One Bad Day, but I've enjoyed all of them. I can't say I've not. What did you think?
So GP's just literally just said the art in this book the art inside this book is so bad.
Really?
I would have to
think it
say
adds to the story.
if you don't
was
like
gonna
the
say
art
the
in this
opposite.
book, if you don't like the art in this book, I would say it's very much like Daniel Warren Johnson's. It's not on that level personally, but it is very much like that. It's grainy, it's like patchy. It's done really, really well in my opinion. But if you don't like this artwork, then I don't think you would like Wonder Woman, Dead Earth, or
Who,
the
who,
album.
who is the artist?
It's
Sorry, I missed that.
it is Howard Porter.
Yeah, Howard. Yeah, Howard
Howard
Porter.
Porter?
Howard Porter.
I think
yeah.
it's absolutely superb. I really like it. It
There
reminds
are
me of Murphy.
Yeah,
of
there
Sean
are
Murphy.
some pages in it that you think like that could have been like better well done, and like some of the paneling and stuff. But other than that, it's a great story, and I have to agree with you, Tom. It is one of the better One Bad Days. Like I've loved all of them. Like that, you've got the Riddler, you've got Two-Face, you've got Penguin. Penguin for me being probably the most prominent of villains within Batman's career and stuff. You would have thought his would have been the strongest story, but this comic for me was wicked. Like the fact is, like I got whole Do a Powerbomb vibes as soon as you open up this and you see Bane in the mask and you see him like fighting in Mexico and you see him like coming in the ring and they do like a proper intro to him, like world champion 4 times over, coming to the stage now, weighing in, blah 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 blah. In the red corner is Bane. It was wicked. Like it was really, really good, but you could kind of see that it wasn't the Bane that everyone knows and kind of loves. It was Bane down on his luck, gone back to his roots, not really enjoying life. Not really enjoying what he's doing, and for me, I kind of got the vibes that he was kind of the one living the life of luxury because as he kind of drives up his car, going into like his hallway mansion and stuff like that. It's a very elaborate way of living for someone that is like a criminal. He's like kind of living in his own Bane Manor. You could call it Bane Manor. There we go.
Yeah.
But it is very much like that. But the story is basically overall it's the relationship between him and Batman and how it goes from him thinking that he broke Batman's back, which obviously he did. It touches on the fact that he killed Alfred, and there's quite a nice panel in there where he's held prisoner, he's tied to a chair, and you've got a villain behind him like trying to turn his neck and break his neck, and you think, well, hold on, that's a flashback to when Alfred was tied up in the chair and Bane snapped his neck in front of Robin.
It's the bit at the end for me in this book when he has the chat with Batman, and it's like, I know I broke you physically, but the moment I broke you is the moment I broke me. And I was like, wow, that is powerful. That's some powerful shit.
And it is kind of like, because obviously then it touches on with Batman how he took the venom and became someone that he didn't like to be. And basically the overarching theme in his story is that Batman and Bane team up to stop venom being produced and distributed worldwide. It goes back to the time that they did it years and years ago, and then they kind of reliving the Days of Future Past, if you want to drop an X-Men reference in there. But overall, I thought it was a really, really good story. Like, and the fact it was like, what was it, 69 pages?
Yeah.
And it's a good, solid story. I'm really liking the Batman One Bad Day runs. Like, I haven't read Catwoman's yet, but I'm looking forward to that. Like, Two-Face was wicked. As I said, the weakest one was the Penguin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could agree with that. The Riddler one was pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, Andy, I'd definitely give this a read. It is worth it.
Apologies, I didn't do my homework this week, but kind of listen to what you guys are saying and looking at the artwork. I think Bane as a character is a character that I really enjoy and would be drawn to read a story about him. I know that Ben, Attention Seeking Geek, had mentioned in one of his videos who's a massive Bane fan, that he didn't really enjoy this, but he's enjoyed all the other ones, which I find quite interesting because I know that he's invested in the character. But yeah, I can't understand why anybody wouldn't really enjoy the artwork. Unless I'm missing something, then these are the 3 best pages that you've picked, and everything else is absolutely atrocious. But I do like the action shot for the first page there as well. It gives off that wrestling vibe. So
there's a bit after the wrestling bit, after they have this wrestling fight where he talks to the lad that who is essentially the Batman to his Bane, and they're having a chat in the kind of locker room, and that's kind of the bit where they really show you how broke or like how done Bane is with life. Because the kid's like, oh, thank you so much, it's a real honor to be doing this with you. I mean, you're an absolute legend, like you're everything to me. And Bane's like, yeah, all right, I'm get some better idols. And walks out, and it's like, he clearly doesn't realize how like well sought after he is or how liked he is. Yeah, it is pretty good.
Yeah. No, I would definitely give it. I'd definitely give it a read. It's a killer from me, 100%. So yeah,
Would recommend it, Andage.
One Bad Day, great comic, and there's quite a poignant.
Bandy.
There's quite a poignant part in this because obviously that second panel there it says mysterious Bane breaks the Batman, but then at the end of the comic it comes full circle and you kind of see what happens. I don't want to give it away too much, but if you read the comic, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, it's a good read. Nice one, Tom. So then up next, we've got I Hate Fairyland issue number 3, written by Skottie Young, art by Brett Bane, main cover by Skottie Young, cover B by Skottie Young, cover C by Brett Bane, and cover D by Peach Komodo. That must be
Peach Komodo.
That's
Komodo.
That's the dragon. That's the Komodo dragon variant.
Is that Peach's younger sister or younger mother?
Is that the secret variant?
That's the secret variant. It's the Peach Komodo 1 in never variant cover. But yeah, Tom, you're a big I Hate Fairyland fan, aren't you?
I am a big I Hate Fairyland. And do you know what? I'm glad that we had the opportunity to pick it because I hadn't read the first 2 issues. So I was really happy to read all 3 issues in one sitting because I really enjoyed the first I Hate Fairyland. Gert is one of the best characters ever created. I truly believe that. This little girl that ends up in Fairyland, who then spends 30 years there, doesn't grow up like in size or stature, stays a little girl,
bit like me, really.
Attitude-wise, turns into an absolute see you next Tuesday, which I love. But then this story, like I Hate Fairyland, this new volume touches on the fact that she's no longer in Fairyland and she's back in our normal world. But she's been kind of commissioned to go back to Fairyland to help find somebody's son and then help that person turn Fairyland into like an amusement park. And, you know, issue 3 picks up when they're still trying to make their way through the small bottom area to get into Fairyland because they're still in like this demon world where they've just not quite made it yet. And they go to like a shop to get some bits and bobs, like magical items to help them get where they're going. And then during that time, they manage to get this little box that's got a little character in it. And the character's not like, it then comes with instructions and they go to a pub or go to a bar. And in the bar, they're reading the instructions and this thing bites Gert. And as it's biting Gert, the little mouse reads out the instructions like, don't let it bite you. But if it does bite you, and then as it bites, don't let it drink. It's drinking. And then it just goes from there.
It's basically really the instructions for Gremlins, isn't it? For Gizmo.
Exactly.
Don't let it bite.
Yeah.
But they call Gertrude names it the Cutie Pukey.
Yeah, the Cutie Pukey.
This is how fucked up this comic is. Like it's nothing to it's not going to win awards. Well, it clearly has to be, but it's not going to win awards. But it's an absolute bat crazy 32 pages of absolute carnage.
It is. And what's really cool about it is the artwork is so childlike that you're like, this is a kid's book. And then you see things like brains spilling out or like in the bottom of the left-hand panel, she's stabbing it through the chest into a tree. I mean, what is that all about? It's just mad.
So
it's
basically what's happened, so they're trying to find this kid. She's got this box of the Cutie Pukey box. And as Tom said, don't feed it, it's eating. Don't tip it, don't give it drink. And she's tipping beer down its throat. Then it just starts to multiply. And these thousands little ravaged fuckers literally go hell for leather on everyone and everything in their path. And Gertrude and their 2 little psychics. So if you read the first ever arc, it was a little like blue bottle fly that was her little companion. This time around, she's got like a rat with one eye and some like little devil goat. And it's just absolute batshit crazy. Like it's such a release just to read a comic like this with it. Just I don't know about you, but I like the fact that she doesn't swear in it.
Yes,
because I just repeat them words where she says fluff and stuff. I literally just say fuck.
Yeah,
and I kind of read my own stories. I think Skottie Young's quite smart of how he's done that because obviously they've got the variant covers out there that say I fuck fair or fuck Fairyland and. You can buy them as well.
Sorry, that's a different comic entirely. We're not reviewing that one. Sorry, kids.
But Andy, have you read any of I Hate Fairyland?
I haven't read any of it.
Really? I would recommend one.
I don't know if it's for me, if I'm honest. What I do like about, does Skottie Young do the colour work on this, or is it someone else?
I think he used to do all of it in volume 1. I don't know about this volume, to be fair.
I think it is Skottie Young, Brett Bane, Francis Buelu, and Picos. So it's the same. It's the same team that did the art, the writing, and the line work in the other one. But I don't know if it's about this. Yeah. But I mean, it's wicked.
The colour work is stunning. That's what draws me to. That's what would get me invested in this book. I don't know if the story would. But yeah, each to their own, I guess. I know that you guys enjoy it. I'm glad I didn't do my homework this week.
It's a really fun book. I'll put it out there. Like Charlie said, it's not going to win any awards. It's not going to be like end of the year, like, oh my God, I Hate Fairyland's the best book I've ever read. Yeah, but it is fun. And this is the kind of book that most of us get involved in comics with. One that you can pick up, you completely leave your world that you're currently in behind, and you get invested in this world that you're reading about, and it's just mind-blowing. And then you come out of it and you're like, actually, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. That was wicked. It's not going to win any awards. It's not going to be a movie. It's not going to be a TV show, but it's just really good fun.
With the first arc, I didn't pick up any of the comics, and I'd known about it, and I'd always wanted to read it. So in the end, I just ended up buying the 4 trade paperbacks, and I blitzed it in a day. I literally couldn't put it down. As soon as I finished one arc, I had to read the other one.
Excuse me. How many really issues is in the first arc, Charlie?
I think it's 8.
4 trade paperbacks. I think there's like 18 or 20 issues. Yeah, 18 or 20, I think. But it was great. I didn't want to put it down. I really didn't want to put it down. But it is true what Harlan G has said. Right, I will give him that. I enjoyed the first arc of the original, but after that, it does get a bit repetitive. So skip this one. It does get a bit repetitive, but I quite like that because there was another comic that I used to love called Pretty Violent. I don't know if you've heard about that. And it's kind of like she's like a superhero, but she keeps fucking up. Like she's from a family of superheroes or a family of villains, and she wants to be the superhero, but she just keeps fucking up. And it's violent like this. And as it says in the title, it's Pretty Violent. And there's similarities between I Hate Fairyland and Pretty Violent. The antagonist is a young girl in the same this. But I like this because the story's evolved. She's evolved, but the same shit and the same carnage is going down.
See, this feels a little bit like Skottie Young's Itchy and Scratchy.
Yes, essentially. Yes. Actually, essentially, yeah. And is it the rat that made you think of that?
Yeah, just the absolute chaos and carnage that seems to be going on in those panels.
Yeah. No, but honestly, I really enjoyed it. The colour work in it is phenomenal. Like the colour work in it is phenomenal. Gertrude's a fantastic character, and I think we're going to see a little bit of this little shit on the right hand side. This little cutie pukey that ain't so cutie no more. He's going to be gunning for blood. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes on. But yeah, this is another killer for me. So Tom,
you picked agreed.
Two fantastic comics here, mate. So yeah, Triple G loved it. He picked up the first series and he needs to get on this one. Comic Lad Simon said he's going to pick this up when it turns graphic novel. I think I'm going to do the same. I'm definitely going to do the same because you can enjoy it more. Like as I said, I read it and then just didn't put it down and blitzed through four volumes.
Yeah. I think if we don't pick it again for a killer pick to read, which we probably won't, I will wait till trade now to finish it.
Yeah. Cool. Right.
Can I give a recommendation before we move on?
No.
Should it have been
you
a secret?
haven't got rights to. You haven't been here for 6 weeks.
Please.
Of course you can.
So during my my time off,
your sabbatical.
My sabbatical, yeah. I had the pleasure of reading the Book of Evil, Scott Snyder, and it is absolutely superb.
And that your man Jock?
Yeah. So the first 2 issues are on Comixology, and the third, and I think the last issue, I'm not 100% how many issues there is, but the last issue is in March. And guys, I'm just giving you early heads up that we should review all 3 of those and try and see if we can get Scott and Jock on to do a deep dive on it. I think it's largely went a little bit under the radar, this book, until it probably comes out in print. But if you can, and if you have an Amazon Prime account, you actually get to read it for free as well. So I would highly recommend. It's the best book this year, and it probably goes as far as topping any book that I read last year.
Wow.
Them be fighting words.
Looking forward to reading it. There's just some chat going on in the chat talking about Gun Honey, how it was a good read, and that Comic Lad Simon said he actually enjoyed it, and he didn't just pick it up for the cover, because I think, as we know, them Gun Honey covers are pretty
Issue number one, the foil variant by Adam Hughes. I have it in my collection there, and also the Bill Sienkiewicz cover.
Is it Easy Wipe? Was that how they sold it?
I wouldn't know.
It's one of their foil, isn't it?
So yes, that's the covers down. That's the comics down. We're now on to the killer picks of the week. So up first, Andrew.
Indeed.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it feels so good to be back. So this is Breath of Shadows, issue number 1. This is through IDW Publishing. And this is from the fantastic duo of Rich Duke and Alex Cormack on artwork. You may remember them from such things as Sea of Sorrows. So this book is out on February the 1st, and it definitely for me will be my pick for the following week to review. So hopefully the chat will pick this. The first thing that, and it only really happens for me if it's the likes of Capullo or McFarlane or Snyder or Tinian, but the fact that it was Rich Duke and Alex that were doing this book, that's what pulled me into this. This I knew for straight away that I was going to pick it up and read it. The synopsis reads, it's the mid-1960s and Jimmy Meadows should be on top of the world. His band's most recent album just went gold and they're riding a wave to international fame. But Jimmy is driven by only one thing, where to get his next fix. With his band at the end of the ropes and his life falling apart, Jimmy thinks he may be finished until a friend tells him about a controversial method deep in the jungles of South America that can help him kick his addiction for good. But is clean living actually in Jimmy's future? And will he instead unleash horrors beyond his wildest nightmares? So another horror-esque book for us to dive into. What do you boys think?
Every single time, everything. It's not, let's read about fluffy rainbows and reindeers and things. Yeah, let's read
You guys just bigged up I Hate Fairyland where there was axes and blood everywhere. Come on.
So I'm
fun children's comic that they've just
I'm looking forward to reading this, and I did like the synopsis, but one thing I get from hearing you read the synopsis again is that it sounds very much like Crimson Cage. It sounds a bit like Crimson Cage, where the guy goes into the forest and he kind of finds something that can change his life and stuff. Obviously, it's a whole different premise, but that works so well. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this works, because Sea of Sorrows was fantastic.
Yeah.
Breath of Shadows, this is just the name just draws you bloody in, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm interested to read it, but I'll say one thing: if I saw that cover on the right hand side on a shelf, I wouldn't pick it up. I hate that cover.
Really?
I mean, I don't. I like the mirror effects because obviously we were talking about it earlier, but I hate that shit CGI style. It really annoys me. It's like, because I've done CGI myself. That's an unfinished piece for me. That's an unfinished piece of CGI artwork, and it really irritates me. So if I saw that, I wouldn't buy it. But cover on the left-hand side, the kind of 80s shagadelic type, that would draw me in. I'd buy that.
Yeah.
Shagadelic.
Psychedelic, I think I meant to say.
Groovy, baby, yeah.
Sorry, I was just thinking, I was like, Felicity Shagwell.
Danger's my middle name. Yeah. Yeah, so
you know who I am?
Help, I'm a man trapped in a nutshell.
Next.
Groovy, baby. Twins.
Anyway, right, so Thomas, it's you next. I'm so glad you picked this.
I have gone for something completely different. It's not comic book related at all. I've gone for Lego Masters. I've recently got well into Lego, and I've been watching all seasons of Lego Masters.
Did you just say you got Wellington Lego or well into Lego?
I've got Wellington Lego. Yeah, I've got some Wellingtons made out of Lego. So I've got really into it recently. So I've been watching Lego Masters on Channel 4 or 4OD here in the UK. You can pick up season 1 and 2 of the UK version of Lego Masters. You can watch seasons 1 and 2 of the US version of Lego Masters, and you can watch the 1, 2, 3, and 4 currently running of Lego Masters Australia. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then you've also got the Christmas celebrity special where you've got Sophie Ellis Bextor and her children doing it, who I didn't realize is extremely ginger. I mean, no offense, but she's really she's very, very ginger. Is Sophie Ellis Bextor. So I didn't realize that. Anyway, there have been some beautiful builds on Lego Masters, and some of the tasks they have to do are absolutely amazing. And they're Lego enthusiasts from all sort of walks of different lives. You've got your top end kind of engineer style geeks sort of things to your mums who just do the children run every day. It's a really mixed bag of people that are doing it, and a lot of them have got real kind of joy out of doing Lego and stuff, and you get to hear about their backgrounds and things. But the one I most recently watched, which I thought was absolutely incredible, they've just done one, or actually I've just watched the last couple of episodes of season 2 of the US version, and they basically take they make a wind turbine, and then they blast a load of wind at it, and it gets up to 60 miles per hour. But there's two blokes that have really inspired me, actually. One's from, I think he's from Chicago, and the other one's from New York. They're from totally different backgrounds. The one's a white man, the other one's a black guy. The black guy's from South Africa, Jamaica originally, and the white guy's just American, as it were. And they've come together to build a community around Lego from two different parts of the world, not world, but parts of America. One's in Chicago, one's in New York, and they've built this community between the two of them. So they actually hadn't met properly until they did the Lego Masters, and what they've been able to build together has been incredible. And their wind turbine, they did these little flowers that had Lego inside them that rattled. So as the wind was going, it was almost like making a musical tune. It was really clever what they did. So some of the stuff you get to see on Lego Masters is incredible. So
it was like Harley Quinn just said, did you see the working Bugatti somebody built with 99% Lego parts?
I didn't see that, but I've seen the Lamborghini, which is pretty cool.
Some of the stuff, it's just Lego is for me the one toy that will never get old. It's ageless.
Absolutely, mate. 100%.
It's one of the most therapeutic things as well. If you just take yourself away and start building something, it's fantastic.
Yeah, that is great. Yeah, wicked, nice one, Tom. And then we've got wouldn't it be great if we could get our little Casey Lego minifigs made?
It would be amazing if we could, mate. To be honest,
surely we know someone that could do that.
Surely we do.
Right, I've gone for The Last of Us.
Nice. Sell it to me, Charlie, because I want to buy it.
So this for me is one of the best games ever made. It's a third-person shoot 'em up platform game that is absolutely phenomenal. It literally, check out the review show that we do on a Tuesday night. But this is phenomenal. And literally, one of the slides on Tuesday that I touched on is that since the release of the TV show, the computer game, the remastered game of The Last of Us Part 1, has gone through the roof at 344%. So it's either the old gamers are buying the game again and jumping back on it like I have, or it's people are on the fan zone, jumped on it, see the TV show and thought, I'm going to go on this computer game. It's amazing. It really, the amount of awards it's won, I mean, it's 17 million by April 2018, 1.3 million units in its first week. It's one of the highest played games of all time. Developed by Naughty Dog and obviously published by Sony Computer Entertainment.
So from a noob's point of view, someone who has never picked the game up before or hasn't ever come across it until someone mentioned the TV show, what is it about and what happens in it?
So basically, the world's gone to shit. There was a virus, and it turned into a pandemic based on fungi called the cordyceps that infected the planet, and it's literally derelict. The majority of people have died, and these are the two sole survivors. So you've got Joel Miller and you've got Ellie. So at the start of the game, Joel is at home with his daughter. His daughter wakes up, and they're having it's his birthday. They're having a family get together and stuff. She kind of falls asleep. Joel gets a call from his brother saying, "Can he come and get him out of prison?" He goes and gets him out of prison. Puts his daughter back in bed. She wakes up at 3:10. All hell's broken loose. There's helicopters going off. There's gunfire. There's lights. There's everything. And Joel comes back and literally puts her into the car. They drive off, and then before you know it, you find out that the world as they know it has totally gone to pop due to this cordyceps virus. And there's fractions that are starting off. You've got Fedra, who are kind of the military that want to keep things, build a community and get things under their own regime and everything. And then you've got the Fireflies, which are basically fighting against it and want to rebel. And it's just a fantastic game. The graphics in the game the gameplay, the character building, everything. And the TV series has literally gone as close as it can do to a computer game. Like sometimes you get computer games that become TV shows and they don't really work, and TV shows that become computer games and vice versa. This one's perfect. It's like a perfect blend. So if you do want to find out more, jump on the TV show and then check out the review show on Tuesday nights.
Thank you very much. I could have listened to you talk about the entire game then, to be honest, mate. I was very engaged. Thank you very much. And
it's not just the game as well. It's a comic book as well. And the comic book is very popular as well. So, yes, you've got The Last of Us Remastered, and then you've got The Last of Us Part 2, which, again, is available on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And then once you complete the game, you can open up sub-games that tie into the character developments and the character relationships between all the characters. So, yeah, amazing.
Do you think they'll bring a comic book or even a video game called The First of Us, where they actually look at how the virus started?
I'd like to see that. I think the TV, it'd probably work in TV series better than it would a computer game, because I think with the computer game, you're thrown straight into it and you kind of learn about the virus and the backstory behind it as you go on. But with the TV series, like the first 2 episodes, they've started on like being thrown back to like a flashback, whereas in the computer game you're kind of thrown like straight into it. There's kind of not really that many flashbacks and stuff, but I mean episode 2 was amazing because you kind of even as the gamer, it was new to me because you kind of see how the cordyceps virus started and where it started, and you kind of see that they go around and they pick up the mycologist to come and see what the virus is all about and stuff.
I can't remember if you picked up on episode 2, but there was a little Easter egg for Uncharted, the video game.
So Tess unfortunately dies, and as she's dying, she's been infected, and as she's dying, she's kind of holding a lighter, and she's kind of it has the symbol of Sam Drake, who is the brother in Uncharted, in Nathan Drake's brother, and it was his lighter in it. So kind of, because obviously Naughty Dog is produced by Druckmann, who created the computer game as well.
Yeah,
so,
I like that. I thought that was quite smart.
Episode 2 was directed by Druckmann, and he obviously had so much to do in this game. He literally created a like for like. So when they go into the hotel and they're walking through and it's all the swamp, there's like a flashback there where Ellie turns around and says, well, I can't swim. But in the computer game, you have to literally venture around so she can get to the other side of the hotel. So that's kind of like a little subtle nod and stuff like that. But it's great. It's wicked.
But everybody can go and watch the rewind after this of episode 1 and 2 review.
Yeah. And episode 3 will be up on Tuesdays. I think I'm going to pre-record them because doing them live was a bit of a ball ache on my own.
On my own.
Unless I've got you two to be my wingman and support me, I can't do it on my own.
Unfortunately, I would absolutely love to, but I actually have to go and do work on a Tuesday night. Unfortunately, sorry. And
what ABZ has said, right? The comic series is completely bonkers price wise. Yes, so that's gone up. I think it has gone up 174% since The Last of Us Part 2 came out in a computer game. So it's probably double tenfold since the TV series has come out.
FOMO's a horrible thing.
Yes, it is. It is. But yeah, this is Last of Us. This was my pick of the week. So yeah.
Nice.
Great stuff. Killer Toy Picks now. Bish Bash Bosh. This is the show that counts us for all. Don't you think?
I think so. Did you see that Highland G had mentioned that I think he got a 3D printer recently, and he could sort us out with some minifigs?
Nice. We shall touch you up. Oh, Jesus. I will be the bloody Last of Us if I get pulled up on that, won't I? Anyway, right. So this is the Killer Toy Pick. So Andy, it's you again, mate.
Me again, yeah. I went for DC Multiverse. McFarlane Toys brought out 4 new DC Multiverse 7-inch figures. So we've got the Joker, we've got Mr. Freeze, we've got Hush Batman, and we've got Catwoman from Nightfall. I particularly like the Hush Batman. I was actually when I seen that this was had been released. I think it's due out March this year. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize how many Batman figures that McFarlane Toys had actually brought out. This one has a really good sculpt on it, and it looks different from the others. I know that sounds silly, but what's a Batman figure is a Batman figure, but this one looks seriously good. The Joker, I must admit, feels as if we've seen it a million times, specifically through DC Multiverse. But for the price of these figures, you can probably get them for about 20 quid. They're certainly no hot toy, but they're just little nice display pieces and stuff like that. You're not scared to take them out of the box and stuff like that. So anybody that is into the action figures, this is definitely something to I think it was 2 weeks ago they were on FOC. Ask your LCS or go to Amazon or whatever, and I'm sure you'll be able to pick them up there.
I do like a McFarlane toy. Like, I think it's that hybrid between a toy that you don't want to take out of the box and touch and a toy that you actually do. Like, I've got mine behind me on my shelf, and I've literally taken them out, I've modelled them, and I changed the function of them 3 or 4 times, like a month or so.
It's a price point for me. It's like, you're not scared to take them out. They look great in the box, but I don't think you get the full benefit and the appreciation for them until you actually take them out of their plastic prisons, as it were. And
Simon's just touched on the thing, by the way, game really cheap Marvel Legend figs at the moment, picked up a few. There was a massive hoo-ha. So Triple G, I've been after the Null and Venom pack for ages, and I missed out on the pre-order, so I was still searching for it. And then when Triple G posted on his Instagram that he managed to pick it up and his pre-order had come through, I jumped straight on game because it was going for $14.99. Kept trying to get it, kept reloading, weren't happening. And they're now selling for like £95 on eBay. But the wingspan on it, Phil's Nerdiverse was saying the wingspan on this figure is amazing. It's exceptional. But yeah, game have got some varied. I think they're only like $11.99 up to $15.99. So yeah, Marvel Legends. The Wolverine one looks really, really cool.
Why is Joker's kneecaps a different colour to the rest of him?
Pass.
These are the questions, Tom, that we ponder on a daily basis.
Sorry, did they run out of plastic, like Pantone reference or something when they were doing it?
I don't know. Maybe he's got kneecaps on, so when he's crawling through the sewers.
That's the first thing I saw. I was like, oh, sorry.
Look at Batman's knee. That right hand knee. Like when you actually look, like, I don't think these are figures where you look at the detail. At least you shouldn't try to, because there's so many flaws and so many things that aren't great.
Yeah, I want to stop looking. Sorry, guys.
There's clearly quite a lot of flaws because Joker's been kneeling on them. So yeah.
Hey!
Right. So yeah, I went for this bad boy. Look at this, right? So this has been out a while, right?
What even is this?
Right. So NECA did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meets Monsters range. So you've got Raphael as Frankenstein, you've got Michelangelo as a mummy, and you've got Leonardo as the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I was in HMV. Yes, they are still existing, be it a few, but the stores are still existing. It is like a computer game CD retro Aladdin's cave, right? I went in there just passing. I was in the shopping centre Westfield. I went past there. I really want to get this, right? This figure looks amazing. If you go onto the NECA website or just type in Leonardo as a hunchback, you can see all the different ways that you can manipulate. His shell opens up to like a suitcase where you can store everything in it, right? They've got some really good dioramas that you can kind of buy to go with this. It's wicked. Honestly, this is awesome. And it's at a reasonable price of 43 quid. And do you know what? For the size of it, like he's a beastie boy. Like he's quite sturdy. He looks wicked. So yeah, I'm definitely going to pick it up. If not this week, I will have it next week. So I will be showing it off next week. Tom,
it's
not for me, mate.
It kind of reminds me of Comic Deal after the first night of Thought Bubble last year.
That's literally what I was saying.
Is that because of his toes?
Because of his toes.
Oh no, sorry.
But yeah, no, look, it's really good. Like it's wicked, and I kind of want to get all of them. Like I kind of want to get like the whole set because they've got a Splinter one as well, and it looks wicked. So yeah, It might be. It's been out a while. We sold, but it's definitely one that I've only ever seen up close and personal last week.
Is it because it's turtles, or is it because it's a hunchback turtle that interests you in these?
I think I've got the turtles, so I've got the 7-inch ones. I kind of want to get the bigger ones, but I also want to get this as well. Like I like the turtles, and I want to get the diorama sets and stuff like that.
I think the accessories are cool. I like the little skull. You can imagine it posing with the skull.
There's loads more. There's like loads more. You can do the hands and everything. You can kind of get like, there's like a little water bottle. There's the flames that you can put on top of the swords. He can hold like obviously the little skull, so it kind of looks like he's holding the skull.
Not the Notre Dame that I thought of. I was thinking of the Disney one, where everything works out hunky dory at the end.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get that from this green monster. But yeah. So what Simon said, he said, I want to get NECA gargoyles. They look awesome. Just finishing my Star Wars Black Series. Yeah, they do look good. They're another thing that look absolutely amazing. Yes.
Finishing your Black Series. Do you have all the Black Series, Simon?
Yeah.
That's just a question there, because if you do, then that is some collection. There's hundreds of them.
So that's NECA. That's that. So yes, the topic table. So yeah, I didn't let any of you know what we're doing about this, and I was sitting there thinking, and I went over to the shop, and I kind of see it in the window, and I was like,
"Is it The Last of Us?"
No. I was like, what the fuck has this world come to? Like, what has this world come to? So then I thought, well, you know what? Now this is prime. Now this is prime time content, right? Look at this. What a play on words. Come on, if there's any slide that you enjoy tonight, look at what I've done here. Come on. This is amazing. Look at this.
I like the slide.
It's good, isn't it? Right. So we're going to talk about this because there's a load of shit going around, and I just think it's a subject that I would really like to get your feedback on.
Okay, so yeah, go on.
So Prime started in 2022 by KSI and Logan Paul. Right, so they hated each other. They had a boxing match, and then at the end of it, they decided to bring out this most overrated hydration drink, right? That comes in 8 flavors. You've got strawberry watermelon, blue raspberry, tropical punch, lemon lime, blue raspberry, orange, metamoon, and grape. Right, 0 added sugar, 25 calories, 10% coconut water, electrolytes. Right. If you've been living under a rock, you wouldn't have known that about 3 weeks ago, the fucking world went crazy for people queuing up at stupid amounts to buy this. They were fighting each other in Lidl and Aldi trying to buy this drink, right? There's nothing special about it. I've tried one. It's nothing special about it. Like if you want an energy drink, drink Red Bull or drink Lucozade. The only thing for this is that, Tom, obviously you do like your fitness thing. Yeah. Obviously, fitness and like the drinks and everything, the carbohydrates and everything you do to do that and stuff like that, you kind of get into that. What is your thought on this? Because the world's gone fucking crazy for it. Like, honestly, it's ridiculous.
My thought on this: fucking get a life, get an absolute life. I mean, what they're promoting here is the electrolytes, right? So they're trying to promote the fact that you can get your salts back in your body by buying a bottle of Prime, right? You could go to Amazon and buy a packet of Cis tablets, which do exactly the same thing, for £1. £1. And then you just put them in water and they'll do exactly the same thing. The other thing that these have that you haven't got on your contents, that there actually is a hidden contents in this, is the fact that it's packed full of caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not good for you whatsoever. But what I think is the most ridiculous thing is this. And I get that KSI comes across like a really nice guy, to be fair. And I don't think he agrees with what's happened with the Prime product. Mm-hmm. What I don't understand and what really annoys me about this is that there's arseholes out there that are really making shitload of money from this just because KSI and Logan Paul are famous.
Mm-hmm.
And they're famous for being YouTubers. So like there's people out there like they're selling this for like a couple of £100 on eBay for one bottle. And are you joking, mate? Are you having a laugh? It's just a bottle of pop at the end of the day. They're not signed by them. It's not going to go out of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you keep buying it, they'll keep making it. It's going to be like Coca-Cola. You keep buying it, they'll keep buying it. They'll keep making it. If you stop buying it, then it becomes rare, and then you can sell it for £100. But why would you buy a drink for £100?
Mm-hmm. Andy, you kind of messaged a few weeks ago and was like, "What the fuck is this?" Is it big in where you are?
No, I've no idea. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't pay much attention to it. The thing that I'd sent you guys was actually empty bottles that were for sale on Gumtree.
See what I mean?
For £5 each for an empty Prime bottle.
Empty bottle. I mean, why?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I guess it's like anything. It's fear of missing out, isn't it? It's a marketing and PR extravaganza, and it's backed by two social media influencers who are influencing young kids to go out and buy this. And the people who I feel sorry for are the mums and dads, or the parents, or the guardians who will do anything to keep their kids happy, and will be forced to do this. I don't know that. Like, I'm not a scientist.
There's a fine line there, though, Andy. I totally get what you're saying about the whole, like, keep your children happy sort of thing. But I'm not being funny, but if any of us three, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'd have said to my mum, do us a favour, mum, we go down to Aldi and stand in a fucking queue for 2.5 hours to get me a drink just because it's been brought out by Logan Paul and KSI, she'd have probably told me to fuck off. But, you know, I think people are bending over backwards to get this particular product for their kids to make their kids happy. But why?
Why does any parent buy anything for their kids?
Yeah,
this is just another thing that's been pushed through influencers and all that good stuff. My concern would be is that it's sort of promoted, as far as I'm aware, as been low calorie, no sugar, all that good stuff, and being good for you. And I wouldn't imagine that would be strictly true.
No.
And that would be my concern as well. I used to drink energy drinks quite often, and then completely stopped them, and it was the best thing I did for my life, was get off those things, because they are the evil thing. Like, you don't need them, and the crash is a lot worse than the high that you get for 10 minutes after taking it. So, do you know what? Like, if my oldest daughter's 9, I'm sure she probably sees this on TikTok and whatever, talking to her friends and stuff like that. If she asked to get one, if I could get one, I would probably go and get one.
Yeah.
Because you would do anything to put a smile on their face, but I would make sure that they understand what it is that they're actually getting, and that this is the only one that they're getting. Then I would ask her for the bottle back, wash it, and then sell it for £5 on Gumtree.
Well, so do you know what? So I was at the Emirates on Sunday, and the Emirates is obviously, they've got the partnership with Prime, and for 11.
Yeah, your football team is promoting this stuff.
They're not actually promoting it.
Well, they are. They've got Prime on their training gear.
Have they?
Yes, they've got Prime all over their stadium.
Don't think they have.
Yes, they have 100%. So you like that. That's interesting. Like, the team that you support is actually paying these guys a huge amount of money.
Well, see, so this is where the grey line is, right? So KSI was at the Emirates on Sunday, and they rolled out a carpet that says Prime, right? And he's standing there and he's holding a bottle of it, right? And he was constantly holding it behind his back, right? Constantly holding it behind his back. And you couldn't hear, like, the interview that they were saying, but he was kind of like, it then came out that he's not a fan of the drink. He doesn't like the drink. He would rather drink something else. But the point I'm trying to get is that for £11.50, you can get this, and you can get a burger and chips for £11.50, so the drink comes with it. There was a kid sitting in front of me and my father-in-law, and he literally looked at the food, gave it to his dad, and just drank the drink. The whole thought process for this is that, oh, I've got the drink. It's ridiculous. But
is it any good? Have you tried it?
I've tried the lemon lime one. It literally just it's honestly nothing special about it. There's honestly nothing special about it. It's just a fucking fad.
And what does Batmam taste like?
I don't know. I've only tried the lemon one. It's just a fucking.
Can anybody tell me what Batmam tastes like?
Batmam tastes like. But the thing is, what I was trying to get at,
probably a little bit more like a methanol type flavor, that kind of like toothpaste.
And they've got an energy drink as well, haven't they, Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've just brought out an actual energy, like cans energy drink and stuff like that. So.
And the thing I'm trying to get at here is that, obviously, so this is going for like £8 a bottle. In my local shop, this is going for £8 a bottle, right? The bottles are tiny, right? They're literally like obviously 500 mil. But people moan about paying £8 for this and £8 for that, but then I would rather go and spend £8 on a comic because that's what I'm into than spend £8 on this. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, a comic is I'm not even gonna read it. I'm just gonna spend £8 and put it in a box. So in a roundabout way, like the collector in me is like, oh my god, I'm gonna get that comic and I'm never gonna look at it. Whereas if I paid £8 for that, I'd drink it and then just sell the bottle for £5.
But you're not the target market, Charlie. You're not the target market.
If you didn't know the bottle was worth £5, it'd go in the bin, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
But like, if we look at it from a scientific point of view, right? This is a bottle of water, coconut water, which is good for you, right?
Yeah.
It's got electrolytes in it, which are really good for you because it puts the salts back in your body. It, rehydrates the body. Me and Charlie had electrolytes at Thought Bubble after having a banging hangover, and we're absolutely fine within 10 minutes. Yeah. So electrolytes are really good for you. It's quite low in calories, so again, perfectly good for you. It's got that caffeine intake that's in them, so scientifically the caffeine in it is okay for you because you can have caffeine in your diet and it does help with stimulus. It does help with like concentration and fatigue and stuff. So scientifically it is good for you. However, what has happened with this is it's caused this thing in the world and like culture that's making it bad for culture. People standing out in a queue in the pissing rain and the cold just to get an energy drink is absolutely ridiculous. What is wrong with you? Like, it's not like the next big toy like you used to do when you was a kid. You'd stand in the line to go and get a toy from Toys R Us, and then you'd go home and play with it, and you keep it for a few years. This is something you're going to take home, even if you get home with it, and you're going to drink it within a couple of minutes, if that.
But I kind of just wanted to show this because obviously you're into fitness and stuff like that, and I just wanted to get what your thought process is on this, and you've kind of summed it up greatly. So thanks very much for that.
You're welcome.
So yeah, and Comic Lads just topped off saying, fun fact for you, KSI and the Sidemen released an Xmas song last year, and they got my sister's choir to do a version. She saw one of their bottles before they were released. Could have nabbed one. You should have fucking nabbed one. You should have got them all to sign it, and you would be a millionaire by now. There we go. And Martin said, so happy I'm 58 and this has gone 57,000 feet over my head. Poor kids influenced by rubbish. Yeah, and the problem is kids know it's an energy drink. They aren't seeing the difference between this and a Red Bull, etc. And that's it. But yes, it was just driving me mad, and I just wanted to vent with someone because I think this is the biggest load of bollocks since Transformers. What was that comic you picked?
Grimlock.
Yeah, it's the biggest load of bollocks since Grimlock and fucking Rabbit Face. What was it? What was it? Bunny Mask. That was it.
But like on the other side of things, we might think it's a load of bollocks, but this bottle of drink means a hell of a lot to a youngster who watches KSI and Logan Paul. And this is their kind of in like in our world, we're like, we want an ASM 15. To them, they just want a bottle of Prime.
Yeah. And if you want to find out more about it, head over to Triple G Comics now and check out his sexy shorts review of this fantastic Prime drink. It's, I would say it's Optimus. It is very much so. So yeah, that was the topic table. That got people talking and enjoyable. But now we are at the Killer Comics show sneak peek for next week. So up next week, we've got 4 comics that will begin on the voting of YouTube community tab shortly after this show. We've got The Last Ronin Lost Years. We have Sins of Sinister. We've got Lovesick issue number 4, which is fantastic. Like, honestly, this is fantastic. I've been shouting about this for the last couple of weeks. And then we've got Wesley Snipes is the Exiled. So they were the 4 comics that go up. Place your votes shortly after the show, and 2 will be chosen for us to review next week.
Boom.
Boom. Bish, bash, bosh. So yeah, the podcast, as you mentioned earlier, Tom, we are every Friday on Spotify, Deezer, and iTunes. So if you don't want to sit here and look at our ugly mugs for an hour and a half, you can listen to our dulcet tones while you are working, casually walking the dog, sitting, having your morning brew, and reading a comic. You can listen to us in your earlugs. There we go. Earlugs. And then you can check us all out. I would probably say the most prominent one at the moment is Mr. Perpetual. He's on there every day.
Wow.
I have stepped up a little bit to try and put as much
good,
content
it's
out as
Good,
possible.
mate.
And I'm putting out the stuff for Killer Comics as well. A little cheeky plug. I'm selling a lot of my comic collection. I've got about 3,000 comics sitting on Dropbox, pictured and ready to sell. If anybody is interested, please drop me a DM and I'll send you a link to it. And they're all priced to sell. So that was just a little cheeky plug from me. Thanks.
Go for it. So yeah, you can check us out.
For me, I need to be taught how to do that.
We can work it out. We're also talking about doing a claim sale. I think we've been talking about it since last year, but we hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get that sorted.
Hey, you've had your cheeky plugs. Here's mine. Right. Anyway, so you can check us all out on Instagram and YouTube and the Killer Comic Show and stuff like that. Up next, we've got the scoreboard that I've got totally wrong. So yes, Tom, you are ahead 2-0. And this week's winner is, in third place, it's Andy with 30%. In second place, it's myself with 33%. And in first place is Tom with 37% of the votes.
Thanks, guys.
That's wicked, mate. Well done. So you're running away with it at the moment. 3 in a row. Congratulations. So yeah, well done. This is all about to change. Andy's back now, so the bots will be flowing, and Andy will go 52. Yeah, 46 weeks. He'll go 46 weeks without unbeaten.
You can switch them bots from me back to you now, mate.
Yeah. I'm using all those bots that buy bottles of Prime.
Go for it. Talking about Prime, we've got some more Prime time content hitting this week. We've got Hobgoblin's Hideaway has now got a whatnot. If there was any other like platform for Tim and Lucy to take over, it had to be Whatnot. And guess what? They've done it. So they now have a Whatnot channel show claiming platform where you can buy some fantabulous comics, all packaged, dog proof, bomb proof, whatever proof. They come with like orange little Watsits in your box if you're lucky. That's the Hobgoblins _Hideaway. Check them out on the Facebook group, Instagram, and also their website as well. And they do have their VOT show, which is fantastic as well. So if you're not following them already, make sure you do head over and give them a like, give them a follow, and buy some of the fantastic stuff that they've got up.
If you're a massive J. Scott Campbell fan like me, you should probably get on it soon.
Yeah,
it's probably worth mentioning that this whole weekend there's a show every night. So tomorrow they've got their VOD show, and then Saturday night they have their claim show on their Facebook group, and then on Sunday night they've got their Whatnot show. And if you haven't signed up for Whatnot, or even if you have, I think, and you haven't bought anything, you can use the link for the Hobgoblin's Hideaway, and you get free £10 off your first purchase.
News just in, they've got a tickety talk coming soon as well. So if you want to see Tim jingling,
is that Raymond slang?
If you want to see Tim jingling his bits and comics and more on Tickety Talk, make sure you head over there and check it out. So yeah, that's it. That's another show down. Fantastic show. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining us. Hour and 30 minutes of your time on a Thursday we took up. Andy, good to have you back, mate. You've been missed. Love that.
Thanks. It's nice to be back. It's good to be involved in the chat. Seeing everybody again, and all going well. I'll be here next week.
So yeah, so we got some good content coming up. So going forward on a Monday, we're still trying to work out the times, but we will have the Killer Comics top 10 covers coming out for that week. Then on the Tuesday, we've got the Killer Comics Last of Us TV show review, and then on a Thursday, you've got the Killer Comic Show. Bosh. As if you didn't think your weeks could get any better, you get to see us. Not once, not twice, 3 times a week. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, thank you very much for everyone for joining us. It's been a fantastic show. And Tom, the Toolman Taylor. What do we say?
Tom, the Toolman Taylor.
There we go.
Can I just say before we go?
That one up.
Yeah, go on.
There was another vote, and me and you are tying 32% each now, Charlie.
Is there?
I'm still winning.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
That's the closest it's been, 35%, 32.
Yeah. And there was only 75 votes placed, so you know what I mean? Not too bad. Not too bad.
So before we go, just back on the fitness note, can I just point out to people, if you are interested and want any help at all with any fitness advice, you can contact me on TNT lower score thing underscore personal training on Instagram. I'm willing to help absolutely anyone. So yeah, I've got a lot of qualifications that I can help people with. So feel free to reach out.
Perfect. And with that,
stay safe, stay sexy.
See you later, guys. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
See ya.